Good morning. Thank you all so much for joining us for this month's virtual coffee talk. We'd like to welcome you all to join us every second Friday. We're actually going to be doing now our virtual call via podcast so that you can view this in your own convenient time frame. This month, we're going to be reviewing Reducing Turnover Part 2, How to Keep Great Talent. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dakota Eason, and I am your St. Tammany Parish Business Services Representative here with Tri-Parish Works. It is my pleasure to service you by giving you access to all of the resources available to you via Tri-Parish Works. Again, thank you so much for joining us. So I'd like to get started, first of all, by telling you all about a couple of events that we have coming up. We have our second annual North Shore Spring Forward Job Fair. This is going to be held on April 4th at the North Shore Harbor Center. We're also going to be having a St. Bernard Business and Expo and Job Fair on April 13th. We are still actually looking for a location for that, and the location will be announced as soon as we have that. Again, we'd like to invite you to join us. It's going to be every second Friday, and I'm going to send out the virtual coffee talk information on that Friday at 8:40 a.m., again, for you to review at your own leisure. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. We're not going to take too much of your time this morning, but we want to talk about what we reviewed on our last virtual coffee talk, which was Reducing Turnover Part 1. So we're going to, review that. Yes, you do want to make sure that you are. Good morning, and thank you for joining us for our 20-minute virtual coffee talk this morning. We are going to go ahead and discuss Reducing Turnover Part 2. This is Part 2 of our session on reducing turnover. Good morning, all. Thank you for joining us for this month's 20-minute virtual coffee talk. I'd like to start off by introducing myself. My name is Dakota Eason. I am your St. Tammany Parish Business and Career Solutions Center Business Services Representative. I'm going to be the one that will be able to connect you with different resources available to you via Tri-Parish Works. We do also have an office in Chalmette that is going to service St. Bernard and Plaquemines Parish business owners. This month, we're going to go ahead and review Reducing Turnover Part 2, Keeping Great Talent. Before we get started, though, I'd like to go ahead and make you all aware of a few upcoming events that we have. On April 14th, at the North Shore Harbor Center, we're going to have our North Shore Spring Forward Job Fair. This is going to be something that we'll go ahead and invite all St. Tammany Parish employers to attend. I know last year we had a fantastic turnout of job seekers, and we were really able to match those employers to the appropriate job seekers. So we definitely invite you to participate in that. This is a free event for employers to participate, and again, it will be an option for you to go in, talk to some really qualified individuals and help find those people that are going to be a perfect fit for your organization. We're also on April 13th going to have our St. Bernard Business Expo and Job Fair. Again, that's going to be on April 13th in Chalmette. We have not yet determined the location, but as soon as we have that, we will make sure to send out the information to our St. Bernard and Plaquemines Parish employers. Lastly, we're going to have another virtual coffee talk. That's going to be, again, on the second Friday of the month. For next month, that's going to be February 14th. We actually do not have a topic yet picked. That will be announced very shortly. We do also invite any employers that are looking for particular content to make sure to email your local business services representative. Myself, again, Dakota Eason, is one of your contacts for St. Bernard and St. Tammany Parish. And my email address is going to be deason, that's D as in dog, EASON Amy.laworks@gmail.com. And I'll have that information for you all towards the end of our presentation today. So I want to do a quick review on our last month's topic, which was reducing turnover, part 1, hiring the right people the first time. We did go ahead and review making sure that you have very detailed job descriptions, telling individuals what exactly you're looking for. We went over your objective in hiring and effective interviewing techniques and skills. We went over the importance of making sure that your pay is competitive with your competitors in the same industries. We also went over going over clear expectations when doing your interviewing and hiring. We talked about how your employees or your customers, too, realizing that you do have to treat them with the same level of tact that you do with your actual vendor or cash handling customers. We wanted also to review how we talked about your confidence and the ability to lead, and then making an offer, making sure that you're not accepting an offer from an individual within that first 24 hours and how important that is. We can go ahead and, again, send out that information to all interested employers. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into reducing turnover part 2. We're going to go over the following: cost of the turnover, the frustration that you can face as an employer, the need to start all over again, stress on your department or organization, the questioning where you went wrong when making that hire, and is there something wrong in the department or your organization as a whole. So managing expectations. You want to make sure that your employee handbook is very, very clear. You want to make sure that you're defining your roles, being flexible when flexibility allows, and setting the tone for how an employee is to view the company and its interactions with the public. You want to also make sure that you're telling the individual what they're expected to learn, how they're expected to learn it, and what they're expected to do and know, and within what time frame you'd like that done. You want to make sure that you are making a very solid training plan. Most employees, when they come on the job, they have a very eager desire to be very straightforward and then learn everything that they can, but it's very hard for them to do that if they do not know what your expectations are and what do you want them to learn. Typically, we also suggest, if you can, partner them with a mentor. Find someone who's already been doing the job successfully and partner them with that individual. We do know that that would cause some issues with productivity, of course, because you're pulling away your most talented individuals to train these new people. Your more talented individuals are not producing at the same level that they're used to, but this is something that, if done correctly at the beginning of an individual's career with you, could turn into a situation where they will be your next trainers. You want to communicate your deliverables and assignments very clearly. It's nothing more frustrating for a new employee when they have no idea what it is that they're supposed to be doing, when they're kind of going in the dark, for lack of a better word. This can lead to employees not, again, knowing what's expected of them and them not participating and performing as you expect them to. Remember, they are not mind readers. They are coming in there and they're expecting you to lead and guide them. And if not you yourself, then your management team or whoever their trainer or mentor would be. Provide regular feedback. This is very important to build a sense of loyalty with an individual to your organization. If they feel that they can come to you when they are not sure of something and that you will give them honest and appropriate feedback, they'll be more likely to come to you when they are having issues. Another thing, too, is when they're doing something right, give them a little praise for those milestones. It can go a long way, again, in building that loyalty with the company and turning it into a situation where you don't have just an employee, you have a partner with you in the job. So opportunities for growth. Your direct supervisors need to be trained to identify the potential strengths with the individuals that they're working with. They need to have a desire for responsibility and advancement. A lot of times people want to move forward and they want to really become part of the team. The direct supervisors need to be able to tell the individuals that they're training how they go about that, what's your career ladder looking like, what their career path could look like, so that they can be more invested in their job with you. Go ahead and allow your employees to offer new ideas. You never know what gems are in these people and what kind of knowledge base that they can bring to you from their previous experiences. So always make sure that you have a very open and honest dialogue and environment where someone can come into your door and present you with an idea and feel very confident and secure in doing so. I always say start with small projects. Find something small, something that you know will not cause any huge detriment to your company if not done correctly on the very first time, but something that is going to, again, give your employee a sense of ownership, something that they can look back on their career and say that, yes, I did this. I was able to give this or participate in this to my company and to its growth. This, again, like I said, will give them, yes, a sense of ownership, accomplishment, and will honestly open them up to wanting to do more and be more involved in decision-making, as well as coming up with, again, more innovative ideas. No company knows everything, and you'd be surprised how many people can bring new and fresh talent and ideas to your organization. Give them an opportunity to tell you about their outside professional growth as well. One thing you can do is if you have an individual that has expressed an interest in a particular skill, help them figure out what resources are available to them to learn that. There are a lot of different wonderful tools. Alison.com, ALISON. That is a fantastic website where individuals can go on and learn a multitude of talents that they can use in your organization, as well as if they decide to go on to another one. This will help show them that you care more about the individual than just what they can do for you. You care about what they want to do for themselves. So issues in respect. I cannot stress the importance enough of having an environment where individuals can feel like they can clearly communicate how they're feeling with their direct supervisors and with their coworkers. This must be said at all levels. It must be a situation where there is respect between everyone, where everyone feels that they can voice their opinion without a sense of being attacked. And then clear consequences if mistakes are made. If individuals are not being respectful to their coworkers, you can imagine what they're doing to the individuals they're interacting with in the public, which will really tarnish your company's image. You want to make sure that you are disciplining those occurrences when people are not being respectful to their coworkers. Make sure that you are solving the issues and not just telling one or two individuals. You want to directly address whatever the problem may be within your organization or within your workforce. Make sure as your HR professional that you're keeping your cool. We all know that some individuals can try to push your luck and push your buttons, but you have to maintain a modicum of decorum and be cool and calm and collected when handling issues of respect. So benefits and rewards. All employees that I can think of, and I know myself in any job that I've participated in, love having the idea of having a flexible work-life balance. It's as simple as if an individual has trouble seeing at night and it's daylight savings time, and you allowing them to come in about another hour or half an hour earlier in the morning would then allow them to leave an additional hour or half an hour in the afternoon. This can go a long way to help building loyalty to your organization and a healthy, happy employee. Make sure that you're remaining competitive as well. Take a little time to call your competition and see what they're doing. See if they're offering certain benefits that you may be able to implement yourself. Another great thing that you can do as kind of a perk is if you are in an environment where your office has a gym. And the gym is not actually in your office, but maybe another company's office. Ask them if they would like to partner with you and hopefully reduce the cost of that gym by allowing some of your employees to work out there. A lot of people, we're at our desks all day. We get very stagnant. It would be amazing to see how much more productive your people will be if they have just a moment to walk on a treadmill for 10 or 15 minutes or to grab a free weight and work out for a second. That can really improve the quality of the work that they're producing because they're allowing themselves to expend a little bit of that pent-up energy from sitting at a desk all day long. Make sure that you're being creative and in tune with your employees. Some of our employees here, for example, for a team building activity, would love to go bowling. Have that kind of thing at your office. Have it to where, maybe during a time when you're doing your staff meeting, maybe instead of doing your staff meeting once a quarter, take them bowling. It's a fantastic team building endeavor. It'll allow people maybe who are at different ends of the office who never really see each other, they'll get to network with each other and kind of talk about what's going on. It'll also give them a chance, too, to get different ideas from their coworkers. And then again, don't be afraid to make everyone feel like they're part of something bigger. Let them see what you're doing in the community, what you're doing as an organization, what your growth is looking like, and allow them to see that they are actually integral to that growth. So you want to make sure that you're eliminating any morale busters. If you see bad behavior, address it. Try to be fair. Make sure that everyone knows that adulthood is not that different from childhood in terms of wanting to be treated fairly. Children want to be treated fairly, so do your adult children, the ones that you are working with and working for. Make sure that you're acknowledging and rewarding great performance and that poor performance is coached and reprimanded. It's nothing worse than when you have a fantastic employee and they see an employee who's not maybe performing at the same level get the same treatment, the same rewards, and get acknowledged as if they were doing the same work as the individual who was not performing in the same manner. It's very demoralizing to have that happen. And what can end up happening in that case is that the individual that's doing well can say, hey, maybe I need to go and look at another job. Maybe I need to look and see what the company down the street that does the same thing I'm doing, how they're treating their people. And then that's how you lose very good people, unfortunately. Make sure you provide opportunities for feedback and questions in both open and closed-ending settings. And explain change whenever possible. If there's something that's going to happen that's going to dramatically change the way that your employees do their job, please explain to them why. Just like children, again, how they always ask why. Adults want to know that as well. We're not going to be as straightforward in asking why, but it'll go a long way to build higher morale if you just come out and tell the individual or your company and your employees why a particular change is happening, why they have to do an additional process now, why there's an additional set of paperwork that needs to be done. If they can know why, you get more buy-in from your employees. Engagement. So I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but most of this is all coming back to how to get your team engaged and keep them on board with your company and its goals and duties. People want to be engaged. No one wants to really be alone and feel like they're not really in the grit of things and in the heart of the company and its inner workings. Share with your employees your vision for the future. Share with them where your company would like to be in the next year, in the next 5 years. They may be able to offer some insight on how to help you get there. Help them to see that they are integral to the future of your company and that you cannot do this without them, because that is true. Employees do want to take control of their work. If they have a sense of, again, control and ownership, they're more likely to come at you with more innovative ideas on how to get different things done. Increase your responsibilities to those individuals who are working well. If they have done something well and you have learned that you can trust them with certain tasks, give them more, because, again, you don't want them to get bored and stagnant in what they're doing every day. Throw a monkey wrench into the plan and see how well they handle it. You'll be surprised. They probably can really keep up with you more than you think that they can. Listen to good ideas and really listen to employees about the challenges that they're facing. And nothing is worse than getting a survey, completing a survey, and having your answers feel like they're valued, but then you never see any change come about because of it. If you're giving your employees an opportunity to tell you some of the challenges that they're facing, try your best to try to fix those things and help them to become more productive by getting those barriers out of the way. Now, again, you will not be able to handle every single challenge that comes up, but again, this is going to be something that's going to build a tremendous amount of employee morale if they feel like they came to you with an issue and that you made a concerted effort to actually solve the problem. So that has been in Reducing Turnover Part 2. We've gone over managing your expectations from your very first day on the job with an individual all the way through to their very last day. You want to make sure that you're constantly and consistently managing those expectations with them. Give your people opportunities for growth. Give them a new challenge. Let them know what their career path could look like. Let them know how high they can reach if they work hard. Make sure you're dealing with the issues and respect as soon as possible. Do not let issues and problems with respect go on in your office. It will turn into a situation where no one is happy. Work is not being produced in an appropriate level, and you could lose very good, talented people because they do not feel respected. So handle those as soon as they arise. Make sure that you are benefiting those people who are performing well, and make sure that you are disciplining those individuals who are not doing well. Eliminate morale busters. Make sure that you are getting constant and consistent feedback with your employees and that they feel confident in communicating with you the challenges that they face in their jobs. Whenever they do come to you with a challenge, try your best to take that challenge and figure out how to solve it for them and with them. Involve them in the problem-solving process. And make sure they feel engaged. Give your people tasks to do that are different than their day-to-day. Give them something that's going to, again, kind of make them use their thought process and allow them to bring in innovative ideas. That's going to be the main way that you're going to reduce turnover, because if you do these things, I promise you're going to have some happy and adjusted employees. Don't forget, it all starts with finding trainable people. Solid hiring practices and getting off on the right foot with them from day one. Did you know that 92.4% of workforce-funded on-the-job trainees are still on the job 12 months after they've completed their training? On-the-job training reimburses up to 50% of the wages, that is, up to $6,000 in the Tri-Parish area for each new hire. Because candidates have to meet program eligibility, it adds an additional layer of screening so that we can make sure that they are a good fit and catch those individuals who are not a good fit before they come into your organization. It also helps employers to take a look at their onboarding process, the initial training, and overall it improves the training experience for the new hire. We can go ahead and take a look at that onboarding process and develop a training plan that will be customized to each individual that you bring on board. Again, leading to a more productive workforce. So, this is going to be the end of this month's virtual coffee talk. Again, we do invite you to join us on the second Friday of each month. On next month, that's going to be February 14th, we'll go ahead and send out the podcast for that information on there. Please, 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 just like I said earlier in the presentation today, feedback is important, and we actually take it and do something with it. If you have feedback, or if you have any workforce topic in mind that you'd like us to discuss, please email myself, again, Dakota Eason, at the email address you see here, deason@lwc.la.gov. You can also, if you're a business owner in Plaquemines or St. Bernard Parish, you can reach out to your business services representative there, Miss Cindy Graff. Her email address is here, cgraff.laworks@gmail.com. And I'm going to spell that out for you. That's cgraff.laworks@gmail.com. Again, you can reach myself. We want to thank you all so much for joining us for this. This is definitely a process we enjoy doing. We enjoy giving back to our employers in our areas. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to us at any of the lines you see above. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.